Going on the catch? Fam, I hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope everyone out there has had a great Thursday. Hope you guys are ready for some Thursday night football. We have got week 3 of the NFL season kicking off tonight. Giants at the Niners should be a doozy. We got some injuries tonight. We got Danny Dimes coming off a major comeback victory and a very efficient offense in the Niners, a scary team overall. But you know what we're here for. Some live fantasy Q&A. Anything that you guys need, starts, sits, trades, roster reviews, waiver wire, whatever it may be, we're live with Steven tonight. What's going on, man?
Dude, it's football, so I'm always excited. But this game, I think because I love Christian McCaffrey, I think this is going to be a fun game. I think everybody's expecting it to be a complete blowout. Are you kind of thinking it's going to be a complete blowout too, or are the Giants going to hang a little bit here?
I,
Because
I think they can hang.
I think the Ayuk injury actually does impact this team a little bit more than we want to say it does. And I think the Niners win this game. Wouldn't be surprised if they covered the spread, but I think it's going to be a game where George Kittle has the chance to finally eat.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get a chance too to see if Hyatt, the young rookie, can really make a name for himself on this Giants roster. I mean, had a good game last week, obviously, and the receiving core is absolutely just atrocious. One guy I am like kind of fading right now early. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it, but because we've been like 2 for 2 on the Thursday night specials so far, we've been killing it on Thursday night. I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like,
I was about to say we did
yeah,
good last week too.
yeah, no, we've been really doing well. But one guy I want to talk about tonight too is just Darren Waller because I'm kind of low on him. Niners have been just absolutely amazing against the tight end position 2 years in a row, and they're obviously going to hone in on shutting him down because the receiving options are so bad. So obviously I'm kind of pumped. I'm ready to get talking about it. Definitely a lot of fun.
I read that Wandell Robinson is
Yeah.
going to be active tonight too, which could be interesting.
Yeah, apparently Campbell is kind of losing a lot of the locker room there, kind of losing the trust of the coaches, which isn't a big
Hmm.
surprise. I mean, he's had kind of
Yeah.
a lackluster
He
career.
is a former Colt, so
Cult alumni, yeah.
yeah, yeah. They usually don't fare very well, but yeah, this is a weird game to me. It has a lot of people just expecting the Niners to blow things out, and like I don't like think that's a bad prediction necessarily, but I don't know. This game feels weird to me. It feels like a
Yeah.
trap game, short week. Like you mentioned Ayuk being out, but Barkley's out on the other end, and I don't know. Something about this game feels weird to me. I think the Niners win. Don't get me wrong, but I I feel a little off about tonight's action. But I just think this Niners team's too efficient. I mean, Ayuk is a huge loss. I can agree with that, but still have
I
a lot
it,
of playmakers.
yeah, too, I mean, it's kinda crazy to say because, like, is 10 points because I think that's where the spread is, but is 10 points enough to actually consider the impact that Barkley has on this team? Because if you remove Barkley from that team last week, there's no shot that they come back. I mean, he was literally their entire team, their entire offense. Every time they got in the green zone, they got inside that 20, it was going to Barkley. If they don't have him and they gotta rely on Matt Breida, this could get this could be pretty bad.
And like it was already going to be a tough matchup for Barkley, nonetheless. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
great run defense, so we'll see. We'll get more into it
yeah.
tonight. I did, proactively. Steve and I went through the underdog lines earlier today for you. I
They're
don't,
interesting. Yeah,
I don't like anything
yeah,
tonight.
that's what
Really,
I mean, yeah.
I like Jake Moody, and that's about it.
I don't mind, like, taking some of the unders in this game, to be honest,
Yeah,
because
that's
I
a good
think
call.
maybe they're trying to juice some of the Niners stuff a little bit. I think they think that, like, you're gonna get your big 3 to absolutely pop off, but, like, maybe we see more Mitchell, maybe we see some Juan Jennings or something, and Debo doesn't get all the yak and stuff, but we'll get
Yeah.
into it, I'm sure.
All right, yeah, we can get to that at the end, but let's go ahead and roll through the chat. And guys, anything you guys need, any fancy questions, we're here. It doesn't have to be Thursday night football. If it is, then cool, we'll answer that too. But hit the like if you guys are new, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff, and but most importantly, get in the live chat, guys. Let's get the questions popping. And Jay Fitness, good to see you. Jane, hello. JSC, hello. Jane, by the way, I'll be sleeping on your couch tomorrow, so be prepared. Godfather, what's up? Jay Fitness just made a trade this week. Thoughts? I traded away Rashad White and Garrett Wilson to the Chubb owner. Okay, for a minute I thought you traded them for Chubb like before the injury. Got AJ Brown full PPR one flex. I mean, I think that's fine. I still think AJ Brown is ultimately an upgrade, even though he's struggled the first 2 weeks. If they actually make the call and like there's no PI on the second pass, and on the first pass, if Rashad Penny isn't holding, then he has a big week last week. So
I like AJB. I think he's in
yeah,
for a really big bounce back, and I think it probably starts this week, to be honest, against Tampa Bay. I think Jalen Hurts
yeah.
is going to be very, very active in getting him the ball.
I do still like Rashad White, and I still think Garrett Wilson's fine as like a flex. But if you needed to upgrade, I think it's a fair trade. It's a fair trade. Okay. Are you okay, Jane?
Yeah, what does this mean?
I think she asked like 3 questions on some
Oh,
of the videos I
jeez.
still haven't answered. I think she was trying to
Yeah,
type one, and
she was barking. Dude, she just like she didn't even like ask me a question. She just like blasted me on one. It was like, "You look like an idiot"
I
or
saw that.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're
so
gonna have to
rude.
mods watch out for that one. She's a little feisty. Purdy or Deshaun? I see like I don't know if I like Purdy tonight because I don't think his ceiling's super high. I just don't think he needs to really do a whole lot. I mean, maybe, but even then, like even in competitive game scripts, like Purdy's kind of around like a 2 touchdown mark guy, like an 18 point. Like I like Purdy's a good streamer, but man, I mean, let us know like who's available in your league because there's a lot of good streaming options this
Yeah.
week.
Dude, you know me, I talk endless shit about Deshaun Watson. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but I like him a lot more than Purdy this week, just
Uh-huh.
because if you look at the matchup, first
It
off,
is a
they
good
lose
match.
Chubb. You're going up against Tennessee Titans. You think Jerome Ford and Kareem Hunt are going to be able to do much work against them? I don't think so. I think they're going to rely on Watson, Cooper, and Moore. Maybe we see Njoku, but probably not. I think Watson has a little bit of a bounce back in this game.
I actually think that's a pretty good call. It feels ugly coming off of last week, but right now, D Hop and Derrick Henry are questionable. They did not practice today. Could very well play. I mean, like those type of guys are going to,
Yeah,
they can not practice
especially
all week,
Henry.
yeah.
Especially Henry.
But still, that Tennessee Titans secondary is very bad. So if you're in a position here, I feel like Deshaun does have a higher ceiling. I think that's a good call. Do I trust JJ Jones or do I trade JJ Jones for Kamara? I'm sorry, geez, butchering this one for Jalen Waddle, Jacobs, Kenneth Walker, and Purdy. No,
Yeah, there's no way I'm trading Justin Jefferson as I wear his jersey tonight. But yeah, I just can't. Although that is a haul.
I mean it's a haul, but it's still not enough, in my opinion.
You get two RB. I mean,
It's not enough.
questionable. Oh, late like back end RB1s.
It's not enough to me. If
Honestly,
you're
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if you have kind of like if you need depth, maybe consider it. If you're 2-0 as well and you want to like kind of sell, yeah, I don't. It's tough though. Justin Jefferson, I don't know. I think you might be able to ask for a little bit more too.
yeah, I mean you could get more for JJ, so I just wouldn't do it personally. And like if I'm trading JJ, like there's got to be like a really big name
Yeah,
involved in there
dude.
too.
And I
As
don't know
much
what
as I
your
like
take.
Waddle, but
Yeah, I don't know what your take on this is, but I think Kamara has a really good opportunity to come in here and really
sure.
be good. To be honest, like
Well, yeah,
he's a buy low for me, anyways.
the backfield's been like in shambles. So
It's horrible. Yeah,
yeah,
it's absolutely horrible, and they're
yeah,
still undefeated. But yeah, I think he's
yeah.
got a good chance.
Yeah, I don't trade JJ here. Debo to the moon. We'll see how it goes. Facing IU and Barkley. That is good. Good for you, Tommy. Couldn't be better. If Aaron Jones plays, is he a better flex option than Flowers or Godwin? I love Flowers this week. Flowers is a must start for me, but Jones is a good option this week. Um, you know, I like Godwin in full PPR, but he's been like a kind of a low ceiling guy and not even that great of a floor so far. Baker really likes Evans. Godwin's fine, but Flowers is the guy I start
Yeah,
here.
yeah, I go Flowers too. I mean, you're playing Jones coming off the injury against the
Yeah,
Saints,
same.
right? Really, really tough matchup.
Yeah, Flowers going to torch Stevens
Yeah,
too.
yeah, yeah. He will.
Feeling moody tonight. He'll have a good game.
Gosh, he needs to be on everybody's team.
Thoughts on my wide receivers: Amon Ra, Calvin, DJ Moore, Hollywood, Jerry, and JMO. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with this wide receiver room.
Don't love the last two.
Yeah, I'm not a Judy guy still.
Yeah.
But he's okay. Like desperation flex. If all else goes wrong, you can try and sell Jerry and JMO. So Jerry and Hollywood. Hollywood showed that he has a little bit of value last week. Depends on the game script, I guess. But Amon Ra, Calvin, and I think DJ Moore will be okay. I will admit I don't know how high his ceiling is going to be, but I think he's okay.
Would you sell Amon Ra? Curious. 'Cause I know you
No,
love him, but the injury is kind of sketch.
no.
Okay. All right. Yeah, he is a beast.
He was banged up like 4 times last year, and you barely even noticed. No, no. But I mean, yeah, the injury is something to pay attention to, and if it is really turf toe, then it's something to pay attention to. It's been a bad year for injuries so far, but
It's been a horrendous year. Yeah. It's just
I'd
getting
rather,
worse.
like at that point, you're still selling him below his true value, and a player like that, I don't want to sell him. Like I'd rather just hold on to him, and if he becomes a bench player, then so be it. But I just don't want to sell him low. You know what I mean? Have Evans and Godwin dynasty? Should I trade one? If so, which one? Should I be worried about starting both? I mean, not really. They're throwing the ball enough right now. The Eagles are uh, here. I have it in front of me. I think the Eagles are the worst team in the league against opposing wide receivers in fantasy. No, they're not. They're the fourth worst team though. So like it's a great matchup this weekend to start them. And I mean, if you're in a win now situation, you keep Evans. If you're more of a rebuild situation, you keep Godwin. Just you have to look at age, but if you're really worried about the overall aspect of having both of them, you can try and trade both of them. Probably get a
I,
good haul.
Evans has been a very, very sneaky player so far this year.
Oh, he's been
It's such a surprise, but wow, he's been great.
he's been great. Niners have been good against any player defensively. I feel like, yeah. I mean, we didn't get to talk about this at the beginning of the stream, but with Diggs going down for the Cowboys, this Niners defense right next to the Cowboys right now, best defense in the league. But I, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see how things shake out for the Cowboys and the Niners, I guess. But you think Amon Ra will do well this week? As long as he plays, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of a steep matchup. The Falcons have been pretty good against position, but
Terrell is no joke, man. I've been
he's no
saying it.
joke.
AJ
Yeah,
Terrell's a legit corner, man.
he is.
Also, really good in Madden. AJ Terrell is a
That's all that
beast.
matters, right?
He's very good in Madden.
It for me, Amon Ra's in that tier of like you just start him no matter what. You can't worry too much about really anything other than the fact that he's Amon Ra. So also need running back. My starters are Isaiah Pacheco and Rashad White.
That's pretty bleak.
You still don't trade JJ. You still just take the hit at running back and you keep playing JJ. In most weeks, he's going to help out the fact that you have Pacheco and White as your starters. And against the right defenses, Pacheco and White can have really big games, like we saw last week with White. And then guess what? Pacheco plays that same defense this week. I think he's gonna have a good game. He's a little banged up, but
I mean, you do get Kamara back soon too, so you're gonna have
yeah,
like at least an RB2 in Kamara, I would think. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, just got to think about it. I mean, if you're gonna do that JJ deal, the only way it made sense to me is if you don't trade Kamara and you get to add even more depth to your team. That's the only way it makes sense to me. I still probably wouldn't do it.
agreed. You think James Cook will? I'm assuming it's supposed to be Cook. Cook this week. I mean,
I don't.
I think this Washington team is really sneaky this week. I
Yeah,
think that if they cause the right amount of turnovers, which we know can happen, they could be a sneaky team this week. They look like a team that has a little bit of fight in them. Last week,
they're
obviously,
weird. They're very
they're a
weird.
weird team. Steve and I grew up Washington fans, so we're never ready to trust a Washington unit. But things look like they're at least trending in the right direction.
I
But
like Sam. I mean, he plays like a wild card. He's fun. Brian Robinson
like
looks
Sam
outstanding.
looks
But
great.
that D line, I'm sure you're going to talk about it. That's going to be really tough for James to do much of anything there.
Well, that's kind of the thing. Like, week 1 against the Jets, he still had a pretty decent game in full PPR. So I think he can have a good game in full PPR because he gets involved in terms of catching the ball. But I do agree with Steven that it's gonna be tough for him to run the ball purely like he did against Vegas last week because they're not even close. So I think he's fine, but his ceiling is lowered by the fact that it's a tough run unit for sure. Play Monty or Algier. Monty's like dead, and
Yeah.
you're probably going to go Algier, Jane. So, which I think is okay.
I think Algier's a
He's
pretty decent matchup.
he's going to keep losing touches to
Yeah.
Bijan. Obviously we saw that last week. Lions middle of the pack, 16th against the run. So there are some negatives there, but he's better than a player who's not playing this weekend. So, lost Saquon and Monty this week, starting Breida. I will pray for you. If you're starting Matt Breida tonight, I will. We're, praying
Yeah,
for you
Breida,
collectively.
I would not be surprised if Breida didn't even get like 40 to 50% of the touches at the running back position today. Like,
Yeah, we
would
could
you
see
be
some.
shocked if you see some Gray or some what's a
No,
Brightwell kid? It's going to be Danny Jones. That's who's going to be running the football.
I don't even know if how loose Jones is really
Yeah,
gonna be able to get against. This is not the Arizona
I,
Cardinals.
I know. I don't know, man. Danny Dimes, he's quick. He's quick. I think he's gonna have to. I think they're gonna make him run all day long because they're gonna be putting so much pressure on him. But yeah, I'm not buying into the run game of this Giants team at all.
This game feels weird.
Again, hit the under. Hit the under
Yeah.
on players.
Should I trade MT for Hollywood? I think Kyler may come back soon. I think these guys are pretty close in tier. Like they're like you don't really ever want to start them. They're kind of like in that desperation flex area. Um, Carr hasn't looked necessarily good, but he doesn't look bad, and he's throwing the ball,
Yeah.
know.
For fantasy,
And
he's not been great, but he has
correct.
supported both Olave and Thomas. I mean, Thomas is much better than both of us expected. We'll
Yeah.
see how long this lasts, but so
Yeah,
far
I
he's
mean,
done well.
MT is, double digits through the first 2 games. The big thing is how long does he stay healthy? And then,
Yeah.
I mean, like Steven said, Carr is supporting all 3 wide receivers right now. I mean, Olave double digits the first 2 games, MT double digits the first 2 games, Shaheed double digits the first 2 games. Like, we got to be happy with that compared to what we had last year. So, I might hold MT, but if you're, of the belief that he's going to be hurt at some point, then I think that's okay. Um,
I'm not trading Thomas.
yeah, like
Not for Brown, and that's a big risk too with the Kyler thing. Like, what's the
yeah, like I
incentive to bring Kyler back?
I I I wouldn't trade him with the idea that Kyler's coming back soon and that it's going to elevate Hollywood because I just don't know what's going to happen with Kyler. I had belief early in the offseason. Now I'm not quite there. So I would probably hold. I think I agree. Moody's gonna have like 17 points at least.
Moody's gonna probably outscore the Giants.
He might.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had more points.
He literally might. Oh gosh, I need the couch. What's up, Brandon? Do I trade Mahomes and Puka for Anthony Richardson, T. Higgins, and Kelsey? Ooh, we got big names here. Have Waller, Musgrave, Kmart. Sorry, Komet. I like reading the typos. So Kmart's a good one. At tight end, wide receivers are Adams, Amon Ra, Devonta, Lockett, Flowers, and Kirk. Wide receivers look pretty good. It's really, really. I mean, it's actually a pretty decent trade here, but it's really hard for me to suggest you should trade Patrick Mahomes in Dynasty. And I mean, I like getting rich. It really like when we're looking at trade of this caliber, I have to see the full roster. Like it depends so much on who are your other quarterbacks, how badly. I mean, obviously we see your tight ends, I guess, but
Yeah,
even then, I'm like, I Kelsey is still towards the latter end of his career. Mahomes probably has 10 years left. And like Mahomes might be the most valuable player in all of dynasty football, fantasy football. I don't think I'd do it. I
I
don't think I'd
wouldn't
do it.
do it either because I think you're not going to see Kelsey play as long as we might think he's going to play. You know,
Yeah.
he kind of doesn't he kind of strike you as someone that might be looking for what's after football already? This whole
Well, I
Taylor
mean,
Swift thing going on, his all his podcast stuff. I don't know, man. He's a
yeah,
celebrity. He's got the personality
he's
for it.
he's on that path of Gronk where as
Yeah,
soon as he retires, he's gonna have like 6 major sponsorships on
yeah,
top of his podcast. But that's besides the point. I just still wouldn't do the trade, you know?
yeah. And
Um,
I'm not too worried about Nakua, to be honest, but like whatever. I mean, Puka's good, but I don't really know how. I mean, he's a promising dynasty
stop
player,
it,
but
Steve.
well, he's good.
Stop
He's
it.
good. He's good. But I'm also worried about AR. Like you have to factor that in a little bit. He is pretty injury prone already. He's played 2 games. And he's been injured in both games. That's a little bit concerning to me.
He needs to learn how to protect himself for
Yeah,
sure.
it's a big deal. I mean, you've got to learn that kind of thing. I mean, freaking Tua is taking jujitsu or whatever. I mean, that is a skill you have to focus on.
It is. I just if I'm trading Mahomes, like there's got to be 3 first rounders involved on top of Higgins and Anthony Richardson at least. Like I mean, it's I wouldn't do it. There's nothing you can value more than quarterback in dynasty. I just wouldn't do it. Need some advice on a wide receiver trade or pick up full PPR 4 bench. So we got Allen Tua, Barkley, Akers, Walker, sorry, Pirine Jones, St. Brown, Hopkins, Kirk, Ertz, and Goddard. I mean, it depends on who's available, of course, in terms of who you can pick up. In terms of players you can trade, if it's Aaron Jones, he might be in a position where you can trade him. I think, and the other option's Walker. Like I think you keep one or the other. You have to keep Barkley, and like Akers and Pirine just don't have trade value in my opinion.
I don't mind trading Jones too because you see these soft muscle injuries. They usually hang around all season long, especially for a guy like Aaron Jones, who's had injury history throughout his entire career. Older running back too.
Yeah,
I think Jones, if you're going to trade him, you got to do it now.
sure. Yeah, I think you can upgrade that way. I mean, that should be a pretty decent 1-for-1 trade. But then, of course, outside of that, it just depends on who you can pick up. It's too hard to guess. So, Goddard over Waller, I would go Waller. I'd go Waller.
You talking about tonight?
Yeah,
I'm going Goddard.
really, Goddard's had like 0 points this year.
Dude, I know. Yeah, what's the matchup like against Tampa? Is Tampa good?
Well, I got it right in front of me. Let's
Dude, wait,
see.
no. Goddard had a decent game last week. PPR, he had like shoot, I feel like he had at least 10 points, 11 points. Because he just kept getting these dump off catches. But Tampa Bay, I mean, they're no slouch either, but I don't know, man. I feel like I'm fading
Yeah,
Waller.
I mean, Goddard had 8 points last week.
Yeah, maybe
So
not.
you're right. I mean, he had 7 targets, 6 receptions. So I mean,
I'm going Goddard, but I can understand the Waller argument. I think Waller has the much higher ceiling.
yeah, I don't feel good about him right now. But
Yeah,
I think it's fair.
yeah.
Let's see. Brees Hall, Jones, or Javante. I mean, I still start Jones if he's healthy. And then I actually think Brees Hall is okay this week.
I like Javante here,
I
though.
was about to say Javante is probably just as okay. Um,
I
you know,
do think Brees gets the work today, though, or this week. I think Brees gets fed.
I do as well. And this Patriots defense, I know you like them, Steven.
I'm just
I
saying,
don't
I like
dislike
the
them,
Zach Wilson matchup in bad weather.
but they have been pretty soft against the run. We have to
Yeah,
admit.
yeah.
And they got
And
torched last week at home.
you'll notice I dropped them in our league that we do together for the Steelers, partially 2-week play there, but um, Patriots do kind of scare me a little bit because I do think with the bad weather, the obvious disadvantage with Coach to Zach Wilson matchup, I think Brees Hall gets a ton of work. I think he gets a ton of work.
Yeah, and Javante hasn't had more than like 8 or 9 points a game yet. I mean, I I I would go Hall and Jones. I just feel like there's more upside with those two guys. Javante is like a safe start if you start him. You know?
What's the over under on that Broncos Dolphins game though? I feel like it's super
Um,
high,
I
like
want to say it's like 48.
which is pretty high comparative to
Yeah.
like the rest of the league.
I
But
like the over on that game.
yeah, I like that game too. I mean, the Broncos defense has been atrocious, to be honest. Yeah,
I
I don't
don't.
know what's
Yeah,
up
I
with that.
don't. I'm not scared of them at all.
Yeah, honestly, I go personally. I go Williams and Hall because I am a little nervous about Jones coming back off the injury against probably like the number one or number two run defense in my mind, with the Saints.
Sure,
So, really, kind of just pick your poison there, though.
sure. Bottom of the chat, Tyler with a super chat. Saint Brown practiced so Goff or Love. Tyler, thank you for the super chat. I mean, both these guys are good streaming options. I don't really mind either of them. The Falcons come in at 12th against the quarterback position, and the Saints come in fourth. So I'm still going Goff here, but both are
Yeah,
fine.
I love golf. I mean, I
Steven,
think this is gonna be a tough matchup, but dude, golf is such a beast. I think he's so cool, dude. I'm definitely rocking golf here.
yeah, I go Goff as well.
Yeah.
Is Randall gonna have a big game? Or you think I should sit him? I would not start him unless you're like in a deep dynasty league and you don't have a choice.
Yeah, if you're in like a
Yeah.
42 man team or
Yeah.
something.
Taylor, what's up, man? Appreciate it. Drop a like, guys. Crystal, this is just your roster. No, pick three. Gosh, I'm a little out of it tonight. You guys have been able to tell.
This is
Pick.
just flexing the roster. This is it.
I wasn't sure if there was a follow up question. I was looking. All right, pick three wide receivers, two running backs, tight end. Three wide receivers: Amon Ra, Mike Williams, Zay Flowers. If you're worried about Amon Ra, I mean, if he's starting, you have to start him. If he doesn't play, you can go Pickens. C-Mac, don't think
Yeah.
always C-Mac. I'd probably go Gibbs, but you could go Pacheco or Mostart. But I
Whoa,
probably
whoa!
go
Don't hate
Gibbs.
on my boy Mostert, dog. He's been
Yeah,
tough, dude. He's been
I do
tough.
like Mostart.
Yeah.
If you want to go Mostart, that's fine. I do think Craig Reynolds will be involved for the Lions. But I feel like this is a game where Gibbs can break away. So like if you wanted the upside and risk, you go Gibbs. Pacheco, I like him a lot this week against the Bears, but he's been dealing with the hamstring injuries. If you want
I
to go see Mac and Mostert, I don't mind it. I don't mind any of these RB2s.
cut Kyle Pitts.
You can trade or drop Kyle Pitts. I mean, I
Yeah.
warned you guys in the offseason.
I
It's
would trade
definitely
Kyle
Henry.
Pitts to like the not
Who
the
is
smart person in your league.
who is the tight end one in fantasy football right now, Steven?
I'm guessing just because of what's going on the board here, it's Hunter Henry.
Hunter frickin' Henry.
He's a
And
touchdown
guess
machine so far.
and all these people out here are like, oh, I can't start him against the Jets. The Jets are the fourth worst team in the league against opposing tight ends so far this year.
I think people see like guard or like, Sauce and they're like, "Oh, yeah, well the whole defense is sick." But every defense has places they get exploited. Like the 49ers last year got exploited by receivers. Like you have to pick kind of like the different matchups. Like the Saints are absolutely dominant against like wide receiver ones and running backs, like
Yeah.
so yeah, to your point right there. If you can't throw it to the wide receiver against Sauce Gardner, you're gonna throw it to the tight end.
Yeah. St. Brown, Williams, Flowers. Pickens okay though. If you like Pickens more than one of those guys. I mean, Pickens is still a good start.
Pickens still
C-Mac,
sketches me.
I go C-Mac and most start, but I really don't mind Gibbs if you want to throw him in there. And I think Pacheco's a great matchup, and
Yeah.
it's definitely Hunter Henry. Tyler at the bottom of the chat, Waddle might miss, still Pittman over Reynolds. Yeah, the volume should be better. Reynolds been nursing an injury. I do like Reynolds a lot as upside flex play. But Pittman is fine. Steven trying to trade Reynolds lately in our league. But
Did you see
Pittman,
me smirking?
I saw you smirking. Pittman, it's a little bit of a steep matchup, but as long as AR plays, he's gonna get like 11 targets. We saw it the last 2 weeks. So
Dude, even with Gardner Minshew too, I I
that's
I
true.
mean, to be totally honest, I think Gardner gives us just as good a chance to win the game, and I think Gardner
Sure.
is actually through preseason and through the games he's played, because he's played 2 games for us already.
Yeah.
He's been super, super efficient.
Yeah.
So I like Pity.
Yeah, I mean, if Waddle doesn't play, I go Pittman over Reynolds, and I like Reynolds a lot. So, all right, we're already running out of time, so let's start speeding here because we're way behind. Would you rather have Watson or Fields? I'd still rather have Fields because I think it's only a
Fields.
matter of time before they let him start running. And like, I mean, what else is this team going to do right now? They are in complete shambles. Like, I don't want to start on the Bears tonight, but I still think Fields will be okay this year, but he's got to get it done running the ball at the end of the day. So I Watson's okay still, but his ceiling's just super regressed. Bottom of the chat, Omar, thank you for the super chat. Drake London for Akers. In standard, maybe because London's going to have these weeks where he has 2 targets and then has a touchdown the next week, and then you start him and he has 3 targets and 1 catch, and then he has touchdowns the next 2 games or whatever. Maybe in standard. In full PPR, I wouldn't. But maybe this Vikings situation, I think
It's
it's
a
gonna.
weird situation, to be honest, because I don't think Madison, like, disappears. I almost feel like it goes kinda back to, like, what the Cook-Madison deal was, except, like, Madison probably gets more of the touches, and they're both not even close to Dalvin Cook skill-wise. So,
No.
yeah, I don't know.
And standard, maybe I'd do it, Omar, if you're hurting bad enough at running back, that is. Albert, what's up, man? I would trade Diop and Judy for an upgrade. I think that's fine. That's fine, Caleb. What's up, Warrior Loft? Kirk or Dak this week? Kirk.
Dude, Kirk, what is he,
Dak
number
or
1 right
Kirk.
now?
That's
He's
actually a good
killing it,
question.
dude. I think
I was
he's
about to
number
say
1 right
he
now.
has to be, doesn't he? My computer's moving super slow.
Remember when my mom drafted him, like, in the 8th round or something, and everybody was clowning her, and now
He
he's the freaking number 1 quarterback.
is QB1, and the Chargers are the worst team in the league against opposing
It's
quarterbacks in
gonna be a fun
fantasy.
game. It's gonna be a fun
Yeah,
game.
yeah. I Kirk is like a must start this week.
What's the over under on that? Like 55 points or
54 and a
something?
half. Like last time I checked, at least
Yeah,
54 and a half. Yeah.
I love it.
Is Gibbs and Swift for mixing a good trade? No, I keep Gibbs and Swift
Yeah.
for sure. You have so much upside there. Keep those guys. Jalen Warren or Brees Hall. I would go Brees Hall. Let's Warren, if you own him, there's a lot of promise right now, but let's still kind of pump the brakes. We kind of want to see that full game of production before we're starting him over even players like Hall. But this week at the Raiders is going to be very telling for Najee Harris and Jalen Warren, because this could also be one of those games where Najee just comes out and has like 2 touchdowns, and everyone's like, "Oh my, what?"
But, like,
But
dude, yeah, I know. Najee really needs to prove something to me because, like, honestly, I feel kinda bad because, like, I like him as a player. I think he's a cool player and, like, he's had cool highlights in his career, but, like, he needs to step it up because he's about to lose his job.
yeah, Warren. I mean,
He looks better.
yeah, he does. His change
Yeah.
of pace is huge. Okay, so it looks like Jets or Jags this week. Well, let's even take that one. Jets or
Well,
Jags.
Pats or Jags, I'd probably CJ Stroud has actually
Decent.
been decent. Jets D, okay. Yeah, I'm going Jags then. While I do think the Jets are gonna be decent against Mac Jones, I'm definitely going the Jags.
Dude, I think CJ Stroud is looking pretty good.
That's fine, but I think every defense that's played the Texans so far has had, I think the Colts even had a decent game
Yeah,
against them.
that's true. They did.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think their Jags are good. I think Stroud looks good too. Uh, should I trade Chase and Komet for Olave, Cook, and Henry? You could if you were like hurting enough at running back, because I believe in Olave enough that I think he can still finish high enough that you don't lose too much value. But I'm not like really. I'm more on buying Chase low right now than I am selling him. But I think this trade is pretty fair. But I'm a big believer of Olave, so that kind
I
of factors in.
I like this. I would try to juice it a little bit more, but I like this. I am kinda getting a little nervous of Jamar Chase.
Do I play Cook or Moss? I still play Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play Cook. I mean, he'll get that passing work. So
Moss has an awful matchup.
yeah, agreed. Emil, what's up, dude? What's up, Gob? Good to see you, man. What's up? What's up? Drop Butler for Aubrey.
Nice.
I would do it.
Yeah, awesome.
I feel like Aubrey could be like kicker one this year.
Dude, Aubrey is like looking amazing. He looks like Mar did last year before he
Yeah.
left the Cowboys and went crazy. Yeah.
Drop Sutton for Gainwell. I mean, it just depends. Do you need the running back or the wide receiver? I think that's fine if you need to move that
Yeah.
direction. CMC B Rob stack worked out for me in League 4. My only 2 running backs. Hey, hope they stay healthy, man. They're killing it. Need to start 2 wide receivers and a flex. Who should I start? Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, Moore, Pittman, Flowers, Puka, Mostert, Ford. Okay. Mike Williams,
Yeah.
you can't, if you own a Vikings or Chargers wide receiver, you start him this week. I probably
Flowers.
go Flowers and Puka.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'm going Puka here. Puka and Williams. Yeah.
And I need a flex. I go Flowers. I love
Yeah.
Flowers.
Yeah. Okay, I
If you
got him
have a
too.
lot of good options, like any of these guys could end up outscoring another, but I go Mike Williams, Puka, Flowers.
Puka
Best bet.
looks like just like the safest thing ever
Yeah.
right now. I mean, he's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Jones or Fields?
Fields.
Fields.
Yeah, Fields.
Fields. Yeah. What's up, John? Trying to decide between some guys for flex: Johnson, Herbert, Osborne, Sutton. I mean,
Oof.
I might go Osborne.
I'm going Sutton here because he's
That's
got that
fine.
Miami matchup. Russell Wilson's what, the number 3 quarterback on the year? I mean, he's been throwing it.
I think he's 5, but
Yeah, well, he's been throwing it around, you know what I mean? Like, and
yeah,
yeah, we'll see what happens, but I got to take Sutton here.
I think that's fair. Sutton probably better volume. I don't mind Osborne just due to matchup. Like he can find the end zone, but I think Sutton's a good call there too. Yeah, I mean, if you like
Yeah, not a bad
Osborne more,
move.
it's fine. But Goff for Purdy this week. I go Goff, but Purdy's fine still.
This is where I probably switch over to Purdy, to be honest, but yeah, golf is good though.
I feel like the game script could be better for Goff, whereas the Niners could get up and Purdy's not needed to throw as many touchdowns. But you
My
never know.
only concern about golf is that that game just turns into a ground and pound, set the
Could
tone
be.
type of game plan.
Yeah. Gibbs versus Bijan.
Yeah,
Should have them just box in the
that'd be
middle.
fun. Now
Yeah.
Bijan would kill him.
Right. I don't know. Gibbs is pretty big, dude.
Yeah.
Baby Santa was good, dude. You traded James Cook and Kyron for Wilson straight up. Not in half PPR. No, I'm keeping these running backs. Kyron's just going to be a workhorse back the rest of the year.
He looks
And
good, like
yeah,
objectively, like pretty good.
Don McVay is like just feeding him and feeding Puka, and like I mean, this offense looks good. Carr is supporting the Saints wide receivers a lot better than Gino has Metcalf, Lock, and JSN. I mean, it's fair.
I think it'll turn around though. I think it'll turn around.
Yeah, I read that JSN has like the 4th best separation rate in the entire league right now. So it'll get turned
Doesn't
around.
surprise me.
Yeah, Saquon's hurt. He'll be back.
Dude's always hurt.
Yeah. I won't do the JJ trade, but what I do want a running back. What do you think I can get if I package Pacheco and Judy? You need to like
I want to see what you need to see what Judy and Pacheco need to do something first this season. I think to really get value from them.
and this could be a good week. I mean, it is a
Yeah.
good week for Pacheco, and Judy against the Dolphins could also be a good opportunity. So maybe you wait, and then you want to target a team that needs a wide receiver that has better running back depth. I mean, you always want to be looking when you're doing a trade like this. Like you don't want to just trade with anyone. You want to find a team that you can kind of exploit, and so that's what I'd recommend. They need a wide receiver. They have extra running back depth. Then I think you're in a good spot here. Andrea, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah,
Yeah,
you also wait till Kamara comes back. I think that's fair.
it's funny. I forgot he had Kamara, and I was just gonna say the name that comes to mind is Kamara. So, yeah, that's funny.
Seattle or New England? I might go Seattle. Do we believe in
Dude,
Dalton?
I actually think Dalton's better than Bryce
I
Young.
do too.
So I'll go New England on this one. But yeah, honestly, I really think Dalton's gonna play a lot better than Bryce Young does.
So I don't really know the history, but I was reading that the Seahawks have a strong history the past couple of years of losing to backup quarterbacks. So
I didn't know that either.
yeah. Because I was about to place a heavy bet on the Hawks, but then I realized who the backup Panthers quarterback was. I was like, oh, that's actually, I feel like that's an upgrade. It's nothing against Bryce Young. He's younger in his career, no pun intended,
I'm not as confident in the Seahawks team quite yet to put in a heavy bet on them, honestly.
I like an alternate spread, like plus
Patriots,
4.5.
though. Do the Pats lose to the Jets? I don't know. That's just
I think they can. I think the home game for the Jets is big, but
yeah.
was wondering who to package for someone else, Tua and Jones. If you're looking at it for a quarterback,
I don't really want to trade Tua.
wait, I'm trying to make sure there's not another part to this question. I think these are two good quarterbacks to have. I wouldn't, man, this is really looking like a year where it was a good year to go zero quarterback.
Yeah.
Let me know if there's another part to that question, or if you're just trying to package those two guys. If you're trying to package them, I don't think you do. All right, we have 15 minutes. We got to speed through. Richardson is quarterback. Jones, Pierce, Amon Rock, Cup, Hawk, Flex can play. Terry Hollywood, Bourne, Herbertson, Cook, Reynolds need a RB2 bad. Considering a trade package of Hawk and someone else for a running back, pick up Ertz. I mean, if you do that, you better get a top tier running back because Hawkinson's looking like the best tight end in fantasy right now. But if you need to do so, I think Ertz is actually fine this year. He's not Hawkinson, but he's fine. Got offered Kelsey and Fields for Hurts. I would keep Hurts, but it's close. If you're like, you really want the upgrade in Kelsey and there's like a quarterback floating around, like a Daniel Jones, even, I mean, Kirk Cousins probably not after this past waiver wire, but last week he was available.
I would do this trade.
Gino, I mean, like backup quarterbacks look good right now. Waiver wire, there's options. Goff, Baker. I think Baker is a good start this week. CJ Stroud. I mean, like there's options out there. Purdy, so hard to trade Hurts, but Kelsey, I think might be worth it. And with Fields attached. Kirk, Watson, Kelly in the flex. Kirk at 3 targets, both Houston games last year. Watson coming off injury. Kelsey has volume facing a softer defense. Yeah, I mean, I think all these guys are fine.
But I like Kelly.
There are reasons for that concern. I have JT. Someone offered me ETN. Do I make the trade or hold Taylor?
I'll take ETN.
I really like ETN too.
Yeah, especially this week against Houston.
Oh, I mean, he's probably RB1 on the week. I mean, well,
yeah, guy's gonna go.
He's top 5.
He's gonna go wild this week. You're not gonna be able to get him after.
Yeah. The game script was just did not support the run game last week. But I mean, it just depends. If you don't really want the thorn in your side of like what's going to happen with JT, is he going to come back? Is he going to be a league winner? Is he going to stay with the Colts? He'll be fine when he's back, I'm sure. But it just feels like you take the sure thing and go with ETN. If you're losing right now, if you're like 2-0, then maybe you sit back and keep JT. But just got offered Higgins or Debo and Walker for CD. I mean, I really like CD, but that's pretty close.
I'd probably do it, and I guess the big question would be, would you want Debo or Higgins, John? I'd take Higgins.
That's tough, actually.
It is tough, but Debo is always hurt.
Yeah, the bigger thing for me is Burrow and like his health.
Yeah,
because usually I would say Higgins, but that's tough.
I'm definitely doing the deal, though. I'm definitely doing it.
I think it's a good trade either way. Just traded Tua, Waddle, Gainwell, Watson for Cup and Burrow, Gibbs. Weren't you like dealing with injuries? I mean, the trade is fine. That could be a big trade for you as the season goes on. I mean, Cup, Burrow, and Gibbs have a lot of really big. If they were playing at their fullest potential, you would not be able to do this trade. So I think it's okay.
Better be 2-0 right now if you're going to do that, because there's a chance you're going to take some L's.
T-Law or Goff?
T-Law, man.
Still.
Never bench him. Look at that hair.
It purely depends on who's available. It's so hard to just like name names, and none of them are available in your league,
Reggie Wayne.
Yeah. What should I do? 0-2. Yeah, Bijan and Gibbs, Cook, Hall, Olave, Judy, Watson, Dotson have an offer on the table of Cook for Puka. I mean, I would do that trade.
I would want Puka if that's, I would definitely do that.
You have 3 other, I would do the trade for sure. Your running backs will be fine. Bunny Hop, what's up, man? Flex 1, Dotson, Puride, Reynolds, Dell. I'd probably go Reynolds here.
Dotson.
I'm as big of a Dotson believer as anyone, but he needs to prove something to me right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's fine. Reynolds.
He hasn't had double digits a single. I go Reynolds right now.
Yeah.
I might even go Dell over Dotson.
Okay.
Rank these to start this week: Lawrence, Fields, T-Law, and then Fields. But I think Fields.
I'll go Fields, Lawrence, Dak.
I mean, they're
hate
gonna be
that.
playing from behind. Fields, this is a good game script for him.
Dude, he's had like 2 really horrible games, and he's had like 16 points in each one, hasn't he? Like, the
Last
guy's
week was a little bit lower. Week 1 was like 18. Last week was no, I'm off. Week 1 was 15 and a half. Week 2 was 16.7. So
dude, like,
you're closer.
you can't really be, like, too angry about that, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of those top quarterbacks so far this year haven't been great.
yeah.
Um, if Burrow sits, is Chase to start? Probably still because he's Chase. I have Ridley and Keenan, then I can flex Jones and White or Kenneth. I mean, that's fine if you want to go that route. Keenan is a must start. Ridley's probably up
You
there.
gotta must start Ridley, man.
If you feel like you need to do it, I think it's okay. Strongly considering grabbing Goff or Jones to have behind Fields. I will get Jones. Have to drop someone. I would drop Roshan then. Just quickly looking, I drop Roshan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. It would be Roshan. That's our plan, Jane. Is that Lord Big Head? What an honor to have him on live stream. Also, those kicker defense vids are on point. Thanks, Smokey.
Thank you, Smokey. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
What a nice guy. Went out and got Moody from Niners on a sleeper league. Is he going to continue to have good weeks? Yes. Yeah. Back to back 100 points for sure. Kyle, what's good, my guy? Breida, Madison, Kelly Ford. Geez. Gabe Davis, full PPR, 2 running backs in a flex. You definitely flex Gabe Davis at this point. And I would start Josh Kelly in a good matchup and Madison in a good matchup. Ford,
Yeah.
Breida, bad matchups. So yeah. Peace out, Gob. No problem.
Peace.
Love you, Kyle. Sucky long time.
Oh, absolutely.
Big D David, T Law versus Allen, Pollard versus Gibbs, Cook versus Javante, JJ versus Smith, Amonal versus Debo. Okay.
That's a
Which
lot.
matchup wins? My players on left side. I mean, it's hard to say, but I probably
Allen.
Allen, then Pollard, then Cook, JJ, Amon Ra, Kelsey, Watson. I mean, Prescott maybe. He doesn't have to do a whole lot.
I'd take Watson there, but the only difference I'd have is I'd go Debo and I'd go Javante Williams. That's the only difference.
Yeah, I mean, your side looks good. John, have a great night. 2 more questions. Do I start Goddard or Henry? Henry.
Yeah.
Also, I got a trade offer. Go up either White or Pacheco and get Najee. No, I keep White and Pacheco.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Rate my running backs. I got ETN, Kamara, Mixon, Purist, Algier, Akers,
and JT.
I mean, you have something like, yeah, it's a little sketchy. ETN, Kamara coming back and JT coming back would be big for you, but you're fine. I mean, you got depth here.
I actually like that running back group, but I think as the season goes, you're going to see a lot of value. And there's upside and floor all throughout it.
Agreed. Do I start Swift or Myers? I think Myers is sneaky this week. But
I'll probably go Swift, man.
I might go Swift too. But I like Myers this week, actually.
I did too, yeah.
But I think I'm riding that Swift train. Smokey with $10 dono. Thanks, bro. Steven's happy. Are we gonna pick him video Friday? Yes. That's my plan. If I don't get it out, I will message you personally on Instagram and send you my picks. I actually did make some picks this week. So
did they work out?
Well, I don't know yet because the week isn't over.
Oh, you mean for this weekend?
This week. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I will let you know one way or another, Smokey. It's funny. I was actually thinking of skipping the pick'em video this week.
Not anymore.
I got a couple things I gotta do tomorrow. But maybe I'll make it just for you, Smokey. Thank you for the dono. Appreciate you. I will let you know though my picks. I have a couple slips and I'll send them to you on Instagram. Traded Pollard for Jacobs and Pittman. Thoughts? I mean, it's a good buy low, and Pittman has a lot of value, so it's fine if you need the wide receiver. But I like Pollard the best out of all these players, regardless of anything that's already happened this year. So, for what it's worth, start 2 Pittman, Flowers, Hopkins. I go Pittman and Flowers.
Yeah,
D Hop's a little banged up. Diop's probably fine, but
Diop needs to prove it first. He needs to
I
prove it.
definitely start Flowers. That's for sure. For RB2, should I go Moss or Ford? I mean, they both have bad matchups, so
I'll go.
maybe
I'll go Moss. I
I
think he
would
sees the
say
red zone touch.
it's still a better matchup for Moss than
Yeah.
I mean, this Titans run like I said it all last week. I was begging you guys. I was like,
Yeah.
I said it twice on stream that Mike Vrabel wakes up every day, looks in the mirror, and says, "How can my team stop the run today?" That's
Yeah.
all he cares about, and how can we run the football too? But yeah, Fields and Jones have same bye, but shouldn't matter for fill-ins if needed. Okay. No, you can figure it out that week. You can stream somebody. Just make sure you watch the video I put out on Thursday mornings. You'll find a streamer. You have a great day as well. YouTube, great Fortnite cookie. Dara, 4-man trade, but gave Roshan, Mostart, and Burks for Jason Waddle. Thoughts? RB room scary right now with only Gibbs, Bijan, and Gibbs. So you got JSN and Waddle. I'd rather have that side.
Yeah. Especially because Mostart's clock is ticking.
And I think I like Mostart, but JSN and Waddle just outweighs either side. So if you got Waddle, yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
And Bijan, Gibbs, like they're gonna be healthy. So let me see. Orak, have a great night, my guy.
Peace.
I thought we were still like way behind in the chat like this whole time. When we got to the bottom, I was really confused. I would have spent a little bit more time on some of the questions. I'm sorry, guys. Would you do Chiron and Charles for Jacobs? If you're good at running back, like you could. Like Charles could have been a guy that was just sitting on your bench, and Chiron could have been a waiver wire pickup. So if you're good, I would. If
I would do this trade. Yeah. I think you
yeah,
are taking advantage of the trade up here.
yeah, I think it's a good buy low.
It's a good trade, honestly.
I do like Chiron a lot though.
Yeah, me too.
Dylan traded Mostert for Ayuk. Yeah, definitely a W here. Definitely a W. Have Diggs, Hopkins, Ayuk, Hollywood, Michael Thomas. Yeah, that helped a lot. Pollard, Cook, Herbert, Spears, Mitchell. I mean, a little light at running back, but you can start Pollard and Cook. Any 2-to-1 packages for a better player? What kind and who? I mean, I think you're okay at wide receiver now. If anything, I would try to upgrade at running back. Kind of, now that you traded a running back, try to upgrade that depth. But who you're going to trade, maybe Michael Thomas while he's healthy, and try to offload one of the handcuffs or Herbert. Herbert is the RB1, but he's been awful. But you can't trade Pollard or Cook. I don't trade Diggs, Hopkins. You could trade Hollywood over MT. You can trade one of those guys. But
yeah.
Jane, can you relax? Jeez. Just kidding. I was gonna I know you left a comment. I go commit this week, but you're kind of in a position where you don't really have a high ceiling play at tight end. But I don't trust Njoku at all right now. I go commit.
Yeah, I go commit.
Yeah. All right, guys, we'll be signing off in less than 5 minutes, just so you guys know. Najee is not looking very good to start the season. Jalen Warren looking pretty explosive. What are your thoughts on Warren? If you own him, you're feeling pretty positive. There's still a chance. We've seen this happen before. Still a chance that Najee ends up being the guy. There's a chance that Warren takes over. There's a chance that both of them just split carries. So I think Warren's a good player to hold on to if you own him for sure.
Yeah, I think he's going to be back end RB2 probably rest of the season, just because unless Najee gets injured, he's going to be involved. They're not going to cut him out, and if anything, he's going to see the red zone opportunities. So
for sure.
You're not going to ever get what you really want to get out of Warren.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gents, there we are. Thursday night Q&A, wrapping up. It always goes by so quick. That felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah, that went fast.
So you guys know what to do. For new to the channel, thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream and the content. We'll have plenty more to come. And yeah, that's what we do every Thursday. Good old fantasy Q&A. All right, we got a couple more. We'll race through these. Would you trade Dotson and Hunt for JSN? Very deep at running back.
No, I wouldn't. I still think Dotson's the better player.
I agree, and at least Hunt. I keep that side. Cook or Reynolds? Probably Reynolds, but Cook is fine. Yeah. Like, and sub for the dub. Niners or Eagles?
Niners. Dude, Niners could have a feast tonight.
Any players you got for Thursday Night Football? I do like Waller tonight.
I don't.
It's a weird game. I would stay out of this game if you can, unless you have C-Mac. Even Kittle and Debo, I feel like have a little bit of risk. But anyone can go off tonight, or it could be, I don't know. I feel weird about this game. Niners, Eagles, Niners. You're welcome, Dara. Sorry, just catch you at the end here, Oz. Craig, thank you. Who just started at QB? Fields, Goff, Stafford, Gino, Fields.
Yeah.
Still Fields. Still a good game script. What's up, Asian Clark? Kent, good to see you, my guy. All right, guys. So we'll go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for being here. Hit the like, Discord down below, Instagram's down below. Thank you guys. If you are new to the channel, you subscribed. Everyone, good luck tonight. Enjoy the game. Thursday night football. Let's go, baby. Steven, I'll let you sign off.
John, what's our hot take for Thursday night? What's our picks here? Mine's going to be George Kittle. I think he's the guy who balls out on the Giants side, or on the 49ers side, and on the Giants. I'm taking under on Darren Waller.
Isaiah Hodgins has a good game.
Okay, all right, cool. Those come together. Okay, so Isaiah Hodgins, George Kittle. Let's someone agree on it. We'll take it.
Matt Breida will suck.
Yeah, I think we can agree on that one too.
Niners defense, Jake Moody.
Yeah, Jake Moody is gonna ball out. I could see a little Graham Gano come back as well.
Yeah, I like Gano tonight too.
Yeah, I think Graham Gano over the 6 points, I think, is what's listed on Underdog. I like that. I think he could definitely hit that.
We'll see. We've done good so far. We'll see if week 3 the luck continues.
Okay.
All right, man. Love you guys. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. Good luck tonight, everyone. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll be back on throughout the week. So don't worry if you guys need anything. We have must-start running backs, must-start wide receivers, must-start defenses, must-start kickers, streaming options at quarterback and tight end out for you guys. Go check out the videos. Drop a comment if you guys need anything. Hit us up on Discord. We'll be on later in the week. Everyone be safe. Enjoy the game. We'll talk to you guys soon. With that, I will say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, yes, Odd here on the Catch. And